Hello to our community of entrepreneurs and business enthusiasts of the new and groundbreaking. Welcome back to our deep dive series where we dissect the anatomy of disruption. Today, we're exploring a titan of the plant-based revolution, Beyond Meat, Inc. This isn't just about meat substitutes, it's about challenging conventions, disrupting established norms and imagining a future beyond meat. Today, we take a journey to understand how Beyond Meat is attempting to redefine the meat industry, and the implications this has on our health, sustainability, and indeed, the very nature of our food system. Founded in 2009, Beyond Meat set out on a mission to build meat directly from plants. Their audacious goal? Replace animal agriculture by making it obsolete. A lofty aim. But how do they actually do this? At the heart of Beyond Meat's strategy is a scientific process known as biomimicry, which involves recreating the complex structure of meat using plant-derived ingredients. They're attempting to capture the essence of meat, without the environmental and ethical drawbacks that come from farming animals. Now, that's a tall order. Let's delve deeper into their business model, their strategic approach, and how they've positioned themselves in the market. Beyond Meat, quite cleverly, has centered its strategy on universal appeal. They're not targeting a niche vegetarian or vegan market, they're going after everyone. And they do this by delivering a product that rivals meat, not just in terms of taste and texture, but also nutrition. You see, they've consciously placed their products alongside traditional meats in grocery stores. They're not distancing themselves from the meat market, they're directly challenging it, confronting consumers with a plant-based alternative right where they'd least expect it. But to fully appreciate Beyond Meat's disruption, it's essential to understand the broader shifts in consumer behavior and preferences. We live in an age where people are increasingly conscious about their health, their environmental footprint, and the ethical implications of their diet. Health-conscious individuals are looking for leaner, cleaner protein sources. Environmentalists are aware of the large carbon footprint of the livestock industry. Ethical consumers are concerned about animal welfare. And the flexitarian movement, those who still eat meat but are reducing their intake, is on the rise. Beyond Meat's offerings cater to all these segments. Further, they've forged partnerships with some of the biggest names in the food industry, like McDonald's, Subway, and KFC. This not only expands their reach but also normalizes the idea of plant-based meat substitutes. Okay, we've dissected the business model and strategy. Now, let's evaluate the pros and cons. This will give you aspiring entrepreneurs a clearer picture of the challenges and opportunities in the plant-based meat industry. Starting with the positives. There's no denying that Beyond Meat is riding a wave of increasing consumer awareness about the environmental, ethical, and health implications of dietary choices. This isn't a fleeting trend. As the world's population grows and resources dwindle, sustainable food alternatives will become more crucial. Additionally, Beyond Meat's unrelenting focus on innovation is commendable. They've set the bar high by replicating the sensory experience of eating meat. That's a challenging feat and sets them apart from many competitors. They've shown that plant-based doesn't have to be a compromise, but can indeed be a culinary delight. Thirdly, their strategic partnerships with leading supermarkets and fast food chains has enabled Beyond Meat to penetrate the mainstream market and make plant-based meats accessible to all. That's a significant achievement. However, this rosy picture does have its thorns. The challenges are substantial. Firstly, producing plant-based proteins currently costs more than traditional meat, and that cost is often passed on to the consumer. This pricing issue could limit the adoption of plant-based meats, particularly in price-sensitive markets. Another hurdle lies in the health debate. While it's clear that plant-based meats offer environmental and ethical benefits, their health benefits are less certain. Some argue that processed plant-based meats, with their long ingredient lists and high sodium content, are not necessarily healthier than their animal-based counterparts. They might be plant-based, but they're not whole food. Finally, the competition is fierce. Traditional meat producers are developing their own plant-based lines, and other startups are innovating in the space. Not to mention the rise of lab-grown or cultured meat, which could become a serious contender in the near future. So, what if you're an entrepreneur contemplating a foray into this market? What's the roadmap to carve out a niche for yourself in this space? Firstly, don't just understand your market, understand your consumer. A one-size-fits-all approach won't cut it. Identify your target segments and cater to their specific needs. Some may prioritize taste, others health, some price, and others sustainability. Secondly, don't skimp on research and development. The plant-based meat industry is still in its infancy, and there's a lot of room for innovation. From improving taste and texture to enhancing nutritional profiles and reducing production costs, the opportunities are boundless. Thirdly, your supply chain will make or break you. In a rapidly expanding market, you need to ensure that you can meet demand without compromising on quality. Plus, sourcing sustainable, high-quality raw materials will be critical for your brand image. Next, invest in educating your consumers. The landscape is changing fast, and consumers are hungry for information. Be transparent about your production process, your ingredients, and your mission. An informed consumer is more likely to be a loyal consumer. Lastly, be nimble and adaptive. The only constant in this industry is change. Stay ahead of consumer trends, policy shifts, and technological advancements. And be prepared to pivot your strategy as necessary. At the end of the day, Beyond Meat's disruption of the meat industry isn't just about food, it's about revolutionizing our thinking. It's about seeing past the confines of tradition and being bold enough to imagine a different future. A future where our food choices are not constrained by environmental, ethical, or health costs. A future where we can have our meat and eat it too, but this time, it's built from plants. And that, my friends, is food for thought.